Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about SENS, also known as Senseonics. Now, this company here focuses on CGM, and mainly with their first product that they've actually launched, the Eversense 90-day CGM system. You can actively manage your diabetes simply with confidence. So this system, the CGM, provides continuous glucose monitoring for 90 days via an under-the-skin sensor, a removable and a rechargeable smart transmitter, and a convenient app for real-time diabetes monitoring and management. If you're on insulin, discover what Eversense can do for you. So basically that is one of their products. You have the sensor here, which is professionally inserted by a healthcare provider. And you have the transmitter, which is removable, rechargeable, and water resistant. And you got the mobile app, which does have compatibility with the majority of systems on mobile devices. Now, the stock itself, we do have some news that are just mainly revolving around this one here, but they define themselves as a medical technology company focused on the development and commercialization of a long-term implantable continuous glucose monitoring, or CGM, system to improve the lives of our people with diabetes by enhancing their ability to manage their disease with relative ease and accuracy. Our Eversense and Eversense XL CGM system are designed to continually and accurately measure glucose levels in people with diabetes via under-the-skin sensor, a removable and rechargeable smart transmitters, and a convenient app for real-time diabetes monitoring and management for a period of up to 90 to 180 days, respectively, as compared to the 7 to 14 days for the non-implantable CG system or CGM system. So there's definitely a lot of improvement for folks with diabetes relating towards monitoring in their insulin. And we do have an additional news that was released today on February 11th, 2022, and it reads as follows. Senseonics announces the FDA approval of Eversense E3 continuous glucose monitoring system for use for up to 6 months, and they provide a 2022 business outlook. Now, the world's first and only long-term implantable CGM system now offers patients exceptional accuracy for 6 months. Now, they also mentioned the fully implantable third-generation sensors with proprietary SBA technologies to enhance sensor longevity, demonstrating a mean absolute relative difference of 8.5% as the study promises. They also are a removable smart transmitter held in place with a mild silicone-based adhesive. They also give basically an idea about the 2022 year fiscally outlook. So they mentioned after the extended review during COVID-19 and with its next generation product now have been approved in the US, the company concurrently is providing its 2022 financial outlook. The company expects its full year 2022 global net revenue to be in the range of $14 to $18 million. The company expects the majority of its expenses for 2022 will be for research and development for ongoing feasibility and pivotal clinical trials for the additional products in its pipeline, including the start of its 365-day pivotal trial subject to IDE approval. Additionally, the company currently expects to report an unaudited revenue of approximately $4 million for the fourth quarter of 2021 and approximately $13.7 million for the full year ending December 31st, 2021. The unaudited balance cash and cash equivalents of the securities was approximately $182 million. The company expects to report its fourth quarter and the fiscal year 2021 results on March 1st, 2022. Now, it mentions the Eversense E3 CGM system and basically goes on a little bit about FDA reviews, is basically in a difficult environment, and they're excited to begin making the next generation of products available in the US to develop or to be continued on given to people in the US with diabetes. But now there's a few things that kind of push the stock market to really push the stock down a bit. Some of it is buy the rumor, sell the news kind of situation. But overall, basically, you're able to see that could be relating towards the number given for sales, especially with a company with $1.47 billion. And that definitely kind shows a bit of the senses in the market itself and what's the expectations coming out. But overall, the company still has a good future when it's looking at a product such as this, and it has a lot of room to advance. They also announced equity grants to employees under Inducement Acts. That was back in January 5th. And they also announced some business updates. So the business updates also talks about the FDA approval for one of their products, and that might be as well a part of it relating towards the FDA's approval. That could as well basically move the market a bit. But in all senses, in 2021, you're able to see, of course, this company has an extensive FDA outlines, histories as well, so they're able to eventually get whatever they want from FDA approvals, given that the products they have actually works. So, for instance, here you've seen the Eversense 180 days sensor anticipated approval. That's kind of done for the 180 days, but now it's the 6 months as well coming up. But overall, I don't see a massive reason why the stock market has dropped this significantly. But if you were to take a look into a little bit of what's going on in retail, you're able to see that majority of this announced FDA approval for the product for up to 6 months. And majority of it still looks good. It's just honestly buy the rumor, sell the news kind of situation that is going on. Before moving on towards technical analysis, I do want to go through institutional buyers, and we do see institutional buyers like Highbridge Capital dumping around half their position today. BlackRock added actually a position around 31 million shares around on the 4th of February, but overall it's kind of mixed. Shares on the short selling side are not available at this current moment to be short sold, at least in retail perspective. And before going on towards technical analysis, if you'd like to see more contents like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button and leave notification buttons on for this channel. And don't forget to drop a like for this channel if you enjoyed this video so far. Now, from a technical analysis, we've hit around negative 34% for the day. And that does absolutely impact a lot of these indicators, as a lot of them still get updated day to day, but they're still lacking indicators. So they're going to try to reflect what's most likely going to happen based on trends that it recently experienced. So you're able to see, for instance, that willing percent R went from extremely overbought to extremely oversold. The willing percent R is very similar to the RSI, or relative strength index. And this shows that there is more selling action than there is a buying demand. Now, or more supply than there's demand. Now, the MACD here on the histogram, you're able to see that it's kind of going towards a negative direction, a negative momentum. That is dangerous, but it's still not being tested yet. It will be tested on Monday, and we'll see whether we get a green candle and kind of a reversal or pushing in the brakes against a negative reversal. As you get to see, the price actually did show that, but not on the MACD indicator. That will be known Monday, Tuesday. Now, momentum isn't even negative yet. It had incredibly good bullish momentum at 145, currently sitting at 0.14, 1/10 of the momentum, still on the positive side, but it's kind of giving warning signs with this massive drop. Now, it went below all moving averages. It kind of sliced through the 200 SMA support at 311 and the 50 SMA support at 280 and hit the 242. Now, there is a few supports, and we'll go through that in a second. The stochastic fast and stochastic slow kind of show that there are falling knives. The slow kind of mimics where the price action is anyway, but the fast, or sorry, that's the fast, and the slow kind of shows you that there might be a bit of stabilization happening. So it's kind of giving you opposite results. So you got to take it with basically face value. The moving average bands, however, show that this stock is expected to trade between 312 and 256, with the 284 in the middle as a support resistance. But currently it's below there, so we can expect for it to perhaps stabilize within the moving averages. Again, it really all depends on how the market feels. It's a little bit harder to anticipate such a massive movement around a third of the company's market value. On the Fibonacci retracements, we see a significant support at the 234, below there 158, and below there 35 cents. Resistances are the 295, 357, 444, and 556. Now, there is price line action supports significantly closer to where the price point is than some of the Fibonacci retracement levels. The first support is at 241, and then below there 227, and then 210, $2, and then 184 down to 170, and then a little bit lower to 148, 122, going down to 95 cents, 84 cents, 63, and all the way down to 45 cents. Significant resistances, what we're able to see is a few, such as a 247, and then 261, then a little bit higher to 273, 290, to 97, 312, a little bit higher to 331, going to 355, 371, 391, 408, 419, a little bit higher to 434, and 459. Now, of course, we can take a look into the historical price actions ever since their inception. We see massive price actions. The massive drops kind of started back in July 2019, and at the start of the 2020 frenzy, the stock kind of seen a massive jump with the 2021 kind of craziness. And currently, around a year after this kind of craziness where it's seen a $6, it sees a massive drop, but this stock is heavily volatile and there's a lot of danger behind it. Now, yesterday, we have a reiterating action of a hold by one of the analysts. Last month, it had a price target of $4 with a buy reiterated, and we get to see it's a moderate buy with one buy, one hold with an average price target of around $4. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? Well, with a company that is working towards basically normalizing people with diabetes, I do really wish the best in terms of success for this company. The stock has a lot of volatility, and I think we're very close to a very significant support. If it does kind of break that action, you're heading to the $2, but not lower than the 160s. I mean, it did drop quite significantly, but there might be a little bit of danger levels underneath that it needs to kind of show a pulse in terms of showing a bit of resistance. Now, honestly, if I was holding the stock, I wouldn't be selling at this point as a panic. I would kind of want to wait and see, but that strategy didn't always play good for me in the past. Sometimes you want to wait and see, and then you see the stock dropping significantly. But I do have faith in this stock to kind of bounce a bit forward and upwards, and I think it's a bit of an overreaction from retail with buying the rumor, selling the news kind of situation. What do you think is going to happen here? Make sure to down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.